Happy Easter. Yeah. So, this is sort of weird angle to film out of, but that's because it's gonna make it much easier showing you this. Now I'm holding it upside down. The Doctor Who 50th anniversary Monopoly. I decided to show this today because, well, basically, it's the 10th anniversary of the new show, so I decided to show you something from the 50th anniversary, because I think this one is something you really should pick up if you like the Monopoly game and if you like Doctor Who. So I'm gonna show you what's in it. So first we have the front here, we have 3 Daleks, and it says 50th anniversary edition. Collector's edition, by the way. Yeah. Here we have a sheet about the comics. I kept this one because, well, it's Doctor Who, and even if I don't need that one, I wanted to keep it anyway. So, the money we can start off with is, as you see, it says Doctor Who and then it says the value. So we have 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 and 500 Doctor Who pounds, sort of. I'm not sure what they are supposed to be called, but I'm gonna call them pounds. The houses looks just like regular houses, except they're white and silver colored. And here we have, let's see if I can find all of them. So there are 6 pieces you can play as. So we can start off by going through story order. We have the second Doctor's recorder. Story order. No, Doctor order. We have the 4th Doctor's scarf. I think these ones are pretty stupid because they lay down and are hard to spot which ones they are on. That's why I prefer the 5th Doctor's celery stick, because, well, it stands up and you can see where it is. We have the 7th Doctor umbrella, the 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver, and the 11th Doctor's bow tie. The die is just a regular white die. Where's the other die? Oh, there. So 2 regular. So both dice are just regular white ones. Now, you know, when you play this sort of game, you have, you know, these. By the way, this one is pretty neat, which is also in this one. I use this one to put the houses and stuff in. Yeah. So, where was I? Right, here we have, instead of chance and what the other one is called, I don't remember, we have Gallifrey, these ones are called, and, well, units. So, for example, it says, let's see here, advance to end of time part 2, advance to nearest TARDIS, you receive a traffic penalty for flying in the TARDIS down a motorway, and unit Rachnos and his tribe rush to your aid, collect 100 Monopoly money or whatever. From sale of a rare tropical orchid you receive 50. Yeah, so pretty nice ones. It also has Gallifreyan on this card. This one only has the unit logo. Yeah, pretty nice. Then of course we have these ones, the cards representing all of the streets, which in this case aren't streets but episodes, and the train stations are TARDISes, and the factories, or what you should call them, utilities, I think, are Coalhill School and Totter's Lane. So Coalhill School, the school where, well, nowadays it's the school where Clara teaches, but back then it was the school where the first Doctor's granddaughter or the Doctor's granddaughter Susan, went to school, and Totter's Lane is where the junkyard where the TARDIS was found in the first episode. So now let's take a look at the board here. So here we have the entire board for the game. So as you can see all the Doctors are featured here on the middle of the board, and we have Unit up here and Gallifrey down there. So I'm gonna go get a bit closer and go through all of this. So let's start. Here we have Go, then we have the Ice Warriors and the Curse of Peladon. So in this particular edition, all the colors are defined by which monster the Doctor battles against. So brown is Ice Warriors, obviously. Then we have the first Doctor's TARDIS. Then we have Spirit from Space, Terror of the Autons, and Rose. So this light blue color is obviously Autons, or the Nestine consciousness, if you like. Then we have Jail, which is just regular jail. Moving on, we have the pink colored one, which are the Sontarans, and we have the Time Warrior, the two Doctors, and the Poison Sky. And in between there you see we have Totter's Lane. Yeah. On this crack over here we have the 5th Doctor's TARDIS, and then the orange ones are the Silurians. So we have Doctor Who and the Silurians. Yeah, it's actually named Doctor Who in the title. It should have just been named the Silurians. I call it the Silurians, even though it actually says Doctor Who. Then we have Warriors of the Deep and A Good Man Goes to War. The free parking. I think it would be fun if it would have said free TARDIS parking and it would have been a TARDIS instead of a car, but yeah, they didn't do that way. Next up we have the red ones, which are the Master. So we have the Claws of Axos, Survival, and End of Time Part 1. Yeah. And then we have the 10th Doctor's TARDIS, and then we have the yellow ones, which are the Cybermen. So we have the 10th planet, we have Earthshock, and we have Age of Steel. So as you see, in most cases they try to make it 2 classical stories and the story of the current series, but as you see in Ice Warriors they didn't feature the story from the current series, just 2 classical series. But in other cases, yeah, they have managed to do that. Next up we have Daleks, the green ones. So we have the Daleks, the very first story. I can fold this down actually. The Daleks, the very first story. We have Genesis of the Daleks, and we have Victory of the Daleks. So classic New Who. And yeah, Jail is regular one. And then we get pausing on it. By the way, I forgot to mention square back here. We have car tax to pay tax for Bessie here. I just remembered that because I saw Sonic Screwdriver here in between, which you need to pay for as well. Go is also regular square, by the way. And then lastly we have, which is Battle with Time Lords, I think they decided, because we have Arc of Infinity, which features Omega, which was first featured in the 3 Doctors, and then we have End of Time Part 2, which has Rassilon as sort of an enemy, and, which I forgot, the 11th Doctor's TARDIS there. So, that took about 10 minutes. Well, I really like this one, and what's good about it is that it doesn't feature any special rules that makes the game impossible to play with your friends that are non-Whovian fans, because it's just like regular Monopoly, except, well, it's Doctor Who. It has Doctor Who themed pieces to play with and Doctor Who themed streets, etc. But otherwise, if you're a Doctor Who fan, try to get hold of it. I know there's another edition released which looks like this and was released after the 50th anniversary and is sort of I think it's a new Who edition, I'm not sure about it, but I might pick that one up one day, just since I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fanatic and collect a lot of Doctor Who stuff. But this one I prefer, since I think that other one only features New Who, and I'm a big fan of the classic series as well, which is pretty much why I mostly talk about the classic era of Doctor Who. Right now, at least. Later, when, for example, we have the premiere of Series 9, I will talk a bit about more about that. Yeah, but since this one is just like regular Monopoly, except it has a Doctor Who theme, you can play it with your friends that are non-Whovian fans, so pick it up, definitely, because you can play regular Monopoly just with Doctor Who theme. If I would have counted how much times I've said Doctor Who theme now, the bar would be overblown right now, so I'm just gonna stop saying that now. And I'm gonna stop this episode because now I've shown you this entire one and I don't have anything else to tell you. Except, well, I can say I bought this one for, well, let's see if I can say it in pounds instead of in Swedish crowns. I bought this for 400 Swedish crowns, but in pounds that would be about like 35-ish pounds, I think. Somewhere about there. Yeah. So, that's it for this episode. I'll see you next week with the 7th. Yeah, the 7th season. No, not the 7th. The 6th season of Doctor Who. The last season in black and white. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the last season in black and white. Yeah, so, see you then. Adios.